Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, and good morning to Wake Up and Makeup. We are here for you each and every day, Monday through Friday, so you can see Luminous, see it being done, see what it's all about. I know you probably have seen our infomercial or commercial or people online talking about it. And so these lives are great for people who want to know more about it, want to really see that it does what it says it's going to do. And we really just answer all your questions. And it doesn't have to be, obviously, we're going to answer your questions about airbrush makeup, but it can be about our color cosmetics or skincare, because we have over 300 possibilities when it comes to our products. And so we have amazing skincare, we have amazing color cosmetics, we have amazing, of course, airbrushing. We just came out with new magnetic lashes. So we really do have everything you want, we got. So all right, let's see who's on. Hello, good morning, Candy. Good morning, Linda. Good to see you. Good to see everybody today. So I titled this one, Fresh Face. Good morning, Angelica. Good to see you. I've always wanted a name with a little whoop on it, but Heather just doesn't cut it. Angelica, that has to have a whoop, but mine does not. Good morning, Rabia. I hope I'm saying your name right. Hello, Denise. Good to see you. Oh, well, thank you. I do have a little bit of concealer on my eyes because they were really dark today. And so I was like, ooh, can't scare the children. So I titled this one Fresh Face with Full Coverage because, guys, as I'm doing this, as I'm doing these lessons, that's one thing that keeps coming up. It's a topic that keeps happening. And I 100% guarantee you, 100%, that's a very bold statement, but I 100% guarantee you that if you don't love Luminous, then you're doing something wrong and we need to tweak something that you're doing. Because if I went home with everybody who ordered a system and taught you how to do it, you would love it. This is it. This is the next best thing. So if you're not loving it, if it's not doing what you want it to do, then come on, ask me questions, schedule a one-on-one. It's important. I mean, I want you to love it as much as I love it, and as much as everybody else loves it. So, occasionally we'll get these people on that say, I don't like it. It doesn't do what it says it's, all this drama. And what happens is we break it down. Just kidding. We break it down for them and say, okay, chances are you're putting it on like traditional makeup. That's what people do. That's the only thing you've known up until this point. And so this is retraining our brains into thinking airbrush, not traditional. If you put it on, if you're holding the stylus and you're putting it on and you see it, guess what? You're spraying too hard. If you have a little mark or a streak, guess what? You're not moving your stylus, or maybe you're pulling too hard. Maybe you're too close. There's some factors, and we just need to tweak what you're doing. I don't even like to say you're doing it wrong. We just need to go back and visit some of the steps, because chances are you're going to do it wrong the very first time you do it. It's okay. But airbrush makeup is so forgiving, so easy to correct, and it does take some getting used to. There's a learning curve with it. It's a small learning curve, but there is a learning curve. Use it 7 days in a row. By that 7th day, you'll have it down. Okay? So I do want to use of course, I'm going to use Rose, our new airbrush makeup that's full coverage that I'm in love with. And I'm going to show you, I'll probably do one side wrong and the other side correctly. Okay, so let's get started. Margot says, Oh, yeah. Margot, for sure. Margot wants to learn about the tanning tonic, which will be great for holidays. Now that, do I have it here already? I'll for sure get it out, and we can definitely work with that, because we can kind of talk about we still have the airbrush tanning that you spray on, and then we also have the tanning tonic that you spray on, and then we have that tanning tonic mist. And so super easy to use, and but don't use too much. And then we'll talk about that. So Margot, I will set that out. So we talk about it. Maybe we can talk about it tomorrow, because maybe I'll spray some tonight and then show you. You can see the difference. So, all right, let's look real quick on our starter kit. We always go over our starter kit because we like people to know what they're ordering and what they're getting. So here is the Icon. This is, we have different ones. We have the Icon Pro, and the Legend, all operated about the same. The Icon is one of our newer ones. Guys, it really is that compact. That's not a shrink. You know, we didn't shrink it to go with that photo. That's actually the size, and I'll show it to you in just a second. And then it does come with foundation. So it comes with everything you need. It comes with the 2 bottles of foundation. We give you the 2 large bottles. Why? So you can color match, so you can practice. Don't even worry about color matching right now. Just, this is, we want you to practice. Think of this starter kit as your practice kit. Get in there, just like I was saying earlier about the learning curve. It does take some getting used to, and so practice with it. And then we have Love and Blush. Those are smaller bottles because you're not going to use as much. The blush is high pigmented. You're only going to use about 2 drops. If you use more than that, you might look crazy, and then we don't want that. And then Love is a hydrating illuminator. Maybe something you don't use every day. You can put it on before or after foundation. So I'm going to tell you, we're going to walk through all of that. Oh, here's the Icon. Look how small it is. This is my phone. It's smaller than my phone. And now here, we want you to do the following things right here. As soon as you get it out. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, get it out. It comes put together. You have to unbox it, but it comes put together. You plug it in and then play with it. Turn it on. As soon as you turn it on, there's air that comes out. And what you see, guys, I don't even know if you can see it blowing my hair. It is a small kiss of air, where it just feels good. So you feeling this all over your face, keeping it 4 finger widths away, moving it around, that's practicing. You can practice with air, and then of course you can practice with water by putting water in here and lightly pulling back on the trigger. That is the one thing I recommend, and that you're going to want to practice over and over, is the pulling back of the trigger. You're pulling back very light. The only time I pull back all the way is if I'm cleaning it. It's the only time. So there is that sweet spot, and when you're doing it 7 days in a row, you'll find it. Because the makeup, when you put it on, should not feel sticky, should not be wet, should not feel heavy. And so if it is, it might look okay, but if you're like, okay, it looks okay, but why do I feel sticky? Then let's work on those steps, okay? Make sense? Yes, it does. That's what I do when my daughter doesn't answer me. I answer for her. All right, a lot of questions, so I'm going to go back, make sure. Morning, Luminous. All right, Mario, yes, I have some tanning time. Tomorrow I work from home, so I'll do the tanning time. I just need to remember. Luminous. Let's see. Yes, you clean it. Oops, my airbrush does not want to work sometimes. So Angelica, is it the stylus that doesn't want to work sometimes? You got to clean it. And just like Candy was saying, you have to clean it. You have to blow water through it. So you can do your makeup, but then at the end, I turn on the warm water in the sink, and then I just run it through. You can also use our Tip Top cleaner to clean it every other time, every third time, whatever the case may be, but definitely clean it. If you haven't cleaned it in a while, I sometimes, and I had one up here, I'll take a coffee mug, fill it halfway with some warm water, just like this. I stick them in there to make sure the water covers here. 9 times out of 10 in the mornings, I'm in a rush because I have a 5-year-old and she never wants to get dressed. Today we had a meltdown because her pants were giving her a wedgie. So don't always have time to clean it. So I can do that. I can stick it in the warm water. It's going to sit there all day long. And then when I get home, I can take care of it and kind of blow it out and really clean it. But sticking it in the warm water will help, and you're holding it down, will help break apart the water and break apart the makeup and get it out. So that's one sneaky way you can do it, but keep cleaning it. Also, Angelica, go online on YouTube. We have videos that show you how to clean your stylus, how to pull out the needle. Those are things you're going to want to be very careful about. One thing is you can also, sometimes we get some buildup in here. So you can unscrew this guy. When you, I didn't want to unscrew this one, but this guy here unscrews. So you can take this off and clean this guy, which mine is pretty dirty. But what I want you to be careful of is this needle. There's a needle in there. And so that's not something that you want to bend or poke yourself with or anything like that. So I'm going to take a little tissue. I don't have any water here though. That's my issue. I ran out of my Tip Top. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Oh, Christina, there's a timer, baby. There's a timer on it. It shuts off like in 15 minutes, I believe. Okay, so I just cleaned out as I had this off. I might as well clean it, right? And then very delicately put that back on as to not bend the needle. All right, so now we are ready. Let's get started. Enough of me talking. And we're going to talk about having a fresh face with full coverage. So when you hear fresh face, I don't know about you. I'm looking for my foundation. Okay. I don't know about you, but when I hear fresh face, I feel like it's like light makeup, more natural, more, more natural makeup, not a makeup look. And using a full coverage foundation, the new Rose, might seem like those don't make sense. So I want to show you how you can get that with our Rose foundation. All right. So yeah, Christina, 15-minute timer. A lot of times, like I'll be doing this and it'll shut off automatically. I'm like, oh yeah, timer. That's usually the only time I remember to tell you guys. All right, so face is prepped. I do have my lashes on. I am going to use, because I love this one, and I feel like this gives me a fresh look. This is our exposure highlighter in bronze. I love it. I used this the other day and everybody was like, woo. So I'm putting it on before my foundation. And yes, you can do that. So I'm just going boop, 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 boop. And then, as I got in my hair, kind of work it in. And I kind of tap it in. You can use a brush. You can use a blender. I tap because I don't want to pool on my face. But it is very creamy, so it would just slide as well. Another question, makes my skin greasy. Do you think I'm applying it wrong? Angelica, are you normally greasy? Angelica on YouTube is saying that it makes her skin greasy. Do you think I'm applying it wrong? So I know there's a delay, so I'm going to wait. That is the exposure highlighter in bronze. And so look how fresh, look how It gives that dewy look. Now, the fact that I am applying this before my foundation, it's going to blend. So if right now I look maybe a little bit too shiny, it's okay, because it's going to blend out a little bit when I apply the foundation. Let's do a little bit of the, no, you know what? I always use that. So let's do a little bit of X out. And this is X out in medium. And X out is one of the products that you can use for, I like to call pre-coverage. My quotes were off, pre-coverage. And so we have eraser that only comes in one shade. We have X out, which is this one, comes in 2 or 3. And then the next step up would be the peach color corrector. Next step up, CC concealer. And then of course we have our regular concealers. So I'm gonna just shake this up, and using just like 3 drops, I'm gonna spray a little bit under my eyes to help with my dark circles. Now, notice, you saw me move. When airbrushing, you'll never go in one spot twice, but there's overlap. So I don't have to go wham, like all the way. I start my movements first, then pull back on the trigger, and that's to help avoid any hot spots, any streaking, things like that. But as soon as I hear it, I start moving down. You can go back and make as many passes as you want to get the coverage that you want, but it should never feel heavy, sticky, wet, all of that. If at first it is, that's fine. Just know that you are going to get to that point. Again, every time you have this in your hand, the more you're going to learn. It is not oil-based. Rabia, it is, I'm gonna say your name like 5 different ways. It is oil, it's oil-free. It's going to be water-based with minerals. That's why you shake them up. You'll see some separation like that. And then you shake it up. And then all the pigment is mixed like that. So now I can take, put this guy back up. Now I'm taking my new Rose foundation, and I'm going to put a little more drops in because I want to do one side wrong. And then we'll kind of move on, because what I find is that most people, especially if you're new, they're applying it like traditional makeup. It's a habit. So what you've known up until this point. So I'm going to do one side like maybe you would if you first started out, and then I'm going to do this side correctly. Oh, yay, Deborah. Deborah, you should try it. But come back and talk to us about it. I can't express, guys, I can't say this enough. When you, don't base your conclusion on the first time you use it. You have to keep using it. There is a learning curve. It's super easy, and I'll tell you exactly what to do, and it does everything it's going to do, say it's going to do, but there is a learning curve. Okay? So if you do what in the beginning, practice with the water, practice with the air. You can even get a piece of paper, put a foundation in there, and spray the foundation, doing all those steps and making sure that you're doing it correctly. That contrast on the paper helps. Okay, so this side, Angelica, I didn't hear back from you on greasy, so I don't know if you're normally greasy, but chances are, yes, you might be spraying too heavy, but if you normally get shiny, try doing some translucent powder before airbrushing, and that'll keep you matte as well. All right, so now I'm going to apply it like you would maybe some mistakes that you would if you first start out. So you're looking at it, you're looking in your mirror. Sometimes you want to hold it too close because you're used to touching your face, or you're holding it way back here because of the air. But what people do, and I hope you'll be able to see this, This is covering like traditional makeup. So when people first talk to me and they're like, oh, Heather, I just started using it, but I have the wrong shade, I can almost 100% guarantee you that you're spraying incorrectly. Because if you watched any more of my live chats, sometimes I'll start with a shade 9 to show you how forgiving. I can start with a shade 9. I'm a shade 3. And then I'll ask, oh, how's it look? Everybody's like, oh, we love it. It looks amazing. I'm like, it's a shade 9. So it is very forgiving. So this, even though it looks okay, maybe, it's too thick. It's sticky. You can see my fingerprints in it. Can y'all see that? And the color looks off a little bit. Could I make this work? Oh, yeah. Not if I put my finger in it, but I can make that work. But now, and if you're like, well, Heather, I want full coverage. Well, hey, honey, we're going to give it to you, but you're going to do it in passes. So that first pass that you make, I'm moving my stylus first, then pulling back on the trigger. Keeping my stylus. My moves are very deliberate. I'm not like free, like everywhere. Okay. Okay, see that? Nothing. Nothing. That is how fast it should dry. That is, it should not feel sticky. If it is, then let's look at, are you too close? Are you pulling back too hard? Are you not moving your stylus enough? Are you doing what I did over here where I'm trying to cover every inch? If you're trying to paint a fence, if you're trying to use it like traditional makeup, you're going to get that stickiness. You're going to get that makeup on. So I can go in here, make another pass. So I'm getting that coverage. The one that I did is right here, just so you know I'm not cheating. So you can do it. You can get full coverage, but you have to make sure you're spraying correctly. So if you get this, or if you have it, I'm going to spray again so I can have both sides correct. If you're doing this and you're like, well, mine is sticky, it's okay. It's okay. Just know it shouldn't be, because I can tell you how it should go on, how you should be doing it, what it should look like, what, you know, like when people say, well, I'm not getting the coverage though, then you're not making the passes correctly. You can go back. Yes, we have foundations that are going to give you full coverage, but it's about going back and making those passes. All right. So let's go back, and I'm going to do the CC concealer again. Just a couple of drops. And because I wiped my face, you'll be able to see the redness a little bit, and you'll start seeing it disappear. When you're watching me on camera, it should look like I'm not spraying anything, and then it should just look amazing, because that is how light you're spraying. You should be able to do a full face with about 5 to 8 drops. If you're using more, hey, that's okay. You'll get it. You'll get it down. You'll understand it, but just keep using it, okay? Go back to my exposure highlighter and bronze. Tap that in. I'm gonna tap some on my nose. Wake me up a little bit. Okay. Now taking the rose foundation, shaking it up, putting about 5 drops. And now when I start, I'm going to start on one spot and start making my passes. You can go and make one pass. Okay. That's one pass. Look in the mirror. Are there things I still want to cover? Are there things I need to blend? Yes. Now I can go back and maybe focus on those. It's going to blend down that shimmer. Blend it down my neck. And I just keep going until I either run out of makeup or I'm done, or I have the look. If I ran out of makeup and I'm like, oh, I still have some spots, put 2 or 3 drops. If you keep it to about 5 to 8 drops each time you're doing it, that way you're able to track how you're doing, and you'll get it down where you'll know, oh, okay, I know I need 6 drops. I know that's my number. That's what I do. That's how I'm going to do it. All right, I'm going to use the Nude and Naughty palette. And get in here, get some eyeshadow on. I'm going to go in with kind of a medium brown, using the concealer that I already have on as one of my eyeshadow colors, because I'll have that contrast. And just blending that. Let's use a lighter color for the lid. Give me a little bit of sparkle. Just right there on the lid. And look how that just opens up the eye. Oh, Margot, you will love, if you're using Mystic, you'll love Rose. The smell alone, I love the smell. It has that fall rose smell. It's not like a perfumey, overpowering smell. It smells amazing. So I'm just using 2 colors. And then I'll go in, let's do the same color I used in my crease. And I'll smudge real softly, just some liner at the bottom, right there. And then I can put on lashes or mascara or whatever I like. I wanted to do the eyeliner. What color is this? I always normally do Persuasion. Maybe it's in here. But I wanted to do, ooh, let's just do a brown. I'm going to do Temptation in the brown. Oh, this brush is not good. So let's do, ooh, this is champagne. This is pretty. This is so pretty. Oh, and it'll go with my shimmer. Just going to tickle the lash lines right there. Something different. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Right there. And then I'm going to curl. Well, I'm going to let that dry for a second. Put on a lip liner. Of course, I'm using Dusty Rose. Dusty Rose is my staple. Hey, Jacqueline, good to see you. Okay. Just letting that dry a little bit. Now I'm going to curl my lashes and then add my mascara. I'm using the large side of the brush to get the mascara on, and then the smaller side to separate the lash, because I have some curly Q lashes. Get the bottom. And then with this look, you can go in. I could even contour if I wanted. So if I wanted to go in using the Cut palette, and this is our Cut palette here, you can pick a shade. I actually go through all of them. And that's the other great thing with Luminous is you can use airbrush, color cosmetics, traditional makeup. You can use it all. And I love to contour, even if it's just light contouring, just to give my face some shape. You know, that's foundation's going to even you out. And so applying some shimmer, some contour, some blush, that's building your face back up. So there you go. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. So great to see everybody. Again, we'll be here tomorrow, 9:30, Monday through Friday, 9:30. Wake Up and Makeup. We go through everything. If there's things you want to see, like the tanning tonic, Margot, ask me. We'll do it. If I have it here, can implement it in the one we're at, we can do that. Or I can say, hey, we'll do it tomorrow, or we'll do it Monday, or whatever the case may be. So definitely reach out, but definitely jump back on. And at 9:30 every day, Monday through Friday. All right. Thanks so much, guys. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.